Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. We're making the best risotto ever.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. Like so many things in life, great things come out of chance or accidents or mistakes. Now, this wasn't a mistake. It wasn't really an accident either, but it was chance. My daughter wanted risotto, and I promised her risotto, but I forgot to buy stuff. So we didn't have any risotto rice at home. I didn't have any white wine at home, things like that. So I ended up making a risotto with sushi rice and rice vinegar. It was the best risotto the whole family has ever had. And we had a lot of risotto. So I'm going to show you how I made it. But before we have a look at the ingredients, do me a huge favor. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button. Check the bell icon so that you get a notification every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. But now, let's have a look at the board for the ingredients. There's not that many. We have our sushi rice. Now, normally when you cook sushi rice, you wash it to get the starch out, but we're not doing that because we want the starch in the risotto, so we're just keeping it like that. We have some chicken stock. This is homemade chicken stock. I will put a link here to the chicken stock recipe. It's the best chicken stock ever, and it's the easiest because it's just chicken and water. There's some things you have to do with the chicken, but that's the essence of it. We need some rice vinegar. We need some Parmesan. We need an onion, and to top it all up, we're going to put some Furikake. Again, if you want to see the Furikake recipe, leave me a comment below and let me know. Quantities, it's about 3 times the amount of rice. I'll start again. You need 3 times the amount of rice in stock. So I didn't weigh this, I just measured it. It's one good teacup of rice and 3 teacups of stock. That's kind of a rule of thumb. You might need a little bit less, you might need a little bit more, but that's what we prepared. The only prep we need to do is to chop the onion. But since you all know how to chop an onion, I won't show that. So we'll move straight over to the stove. You won't notice it, but it'll take a minute or two. I'll chop the onion, and then I'll see you over there. Our pot, a bit of butter. That was not on the board for the ingredients, but you need butter. Another thing you're going to need that was also not on the board is salt. We'll melt the butter, and then we're putting in our onions. In goes our onions. And our rice. We want our onions to become translucent, and then we'll start adding stock. But there's one thing we'll do before that even. We're adding our rice vinegar. I would say it's probably about 3 teaspoons. Obviously the sourness of this is replacing the white wine. This is not a difficult dish at all, but you need to kind of stir a lot. Now we start with a bit of stock. Now it's all about stirring, reducing, adding stock, stirring, reducing, adding stock. And at one point we need to check the salt content. If we need to add some salt, well, we will need to add some salt. Question is how much. So just keep stirring. Once it's reduced, you add more stock, and then you just rinse and repeat. So this is about the stage where you want to add more stock. And I'll see you once we're basically done with our risotto. That's the part where we need to then add our Parmesan and our salt. That will take another probably 10 minutes in total. So we're almost there. I'm going to turn down the heat a bit And let's add some salt. We're gonna need quite a bit. I already tasted it. And this is because the homemade stock had no salt in it from the beginning. So I would say that was a really good pinch, probably 3 to 4 normal pinches. I think we'll even need more. Give it a try. Quite good as it is. Maybe one more pinch. And the other thing we need to add now is Parmesan. And it's also good that you turn down the heat for this. We'll start with that. We'll fold that in. We're probably going to need more Parmesan as well. Ah, it's so nice and creamy. Give it a try. Yeah, a little bit more. The consistency is perfect. Let's try it again, see where we are. Perfect. Let's serve it up. Now let's add our risotto. 2 generous spoons. But before we finish it off with furikake, if you stuck with me this far, there must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there. Takes you a second, but it's so valuable to me to get my content out there in the YouTube universe. Now let's finish the dish off. And it's just furikake on top. Well, not just furikake. We're also putting some Parmesan on top. And there we go. Our Itameshi Risotto. Let's dig into this beauty. If you make this recipe and don't think it's the best risotto you've ever made, leave a comment below. Oops. It's so good and hot. The sourness from the rice vinegar adds another dimension to it. Obviously, it goes really well with this furikake, but I can also imagine that you just put some like chopped chives on top or something like that. Spring onions. So much umami. The Parmesan really delivers. Well, I'm not going to bore you with me finishing this plate. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any questions about the recipe, leave them in the comments below. I always answer them relatively quickly. And again, if you're not a subscriber to the channel yet, do me the favor, support me by hitting the subscribe and checking the bell icon so that you get notifications every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. That's it for today. Take care.